Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical. Today we're going to be talking about the Trench Raider machete. Now this machete is absolutely unbelievable. One of the hardest things to believe, even with myself looking at it, is that it's 100% handmade. The level of artisanry in this tool is just absolutely insane, and the level of work that goes into it is crazy. The price that I'm selling it for represents a value I think you guys really wouldn't understand. I mean, after this video, actually looking at this thing and seeing just how amazingly beautiful fit and finish and just the sheer effectiveness of this tool. It's a shame that it's 100 years later than it was, because had this been invented or designed in World War I or World War II, or this steel even been available, which unfortunately it wasn't, the science behind the metallurgy, this would have been a devastating tool capable of changing the course of the war, either of those wars really, just because of its insane effectiveness for close quarters battles. Still, of course, every bit as effective, every bit as much more effective as anything else available today. It's just that how many people really need a close quarters battle weapon like this anymore? So we've got three versions. I'll show you all three of them here. This is the modern Warrior. All of them come with this sling. So I'll really quickly talk about the sheath system. I'll probably talk about it more at the end, but very brief overview. 100% hand-tooled leather, highest quality leather you can get. It can be worn normally on the belt, just like you'd wear any knife or have worn any for a long time. It's really thick and heavy duty, so it doesn't flap around a lot. Or it can be slung over the shoulder with this sling, which is my preferred method. Of course, the sling can be taken off, so belt carry or sling. Let's start at the bottom, most affordable version, and talk about the modern Warrior version. Okay, I use all of my own types of proprietary heat treat and the highest quality steel available for the task at hand. Definitely look up the website specs for the Rockwell. We always harden to full hardness and then temper back down to what's appropriate for the steel and the intended use. I'm going to go ahead and say, in this configuration with my heat treat process and the quality and type of steel that I'm using on this, it's probably the toughest large knife or short sword on the market. This version is designed to be as close to camouflage as possible without actually already being camo. So what that means is just a very neutral, natural color base tone. If you really wanted to, you could take the wax off of the handle here. We put a wax on it just because it's kind of the right way to do things. Keeps the little bit of a matte color on there, just a nice look. If you wanted to, you could just hit it with some light sandpaper. The bronze would tarnish to a darker color. There would be no shine on the rivets and there'd be no shine on the handle. This matte beige colorway is really, really tough finish, so you're never gonna have to worry about the steel rusting or anything like that. The design of the machete itself is what we call cola de gallo, and that's from here down. And what that means basically is rooster tail, and that's the little rooster tail right there. This is just your traditional machete. It's shaving sharp, okay, insanely sharp effectiveness. Like I say, it's right now, as we speak, the most effective close quarters battle weapon on the market by far. Just chops devastatingly well. Now that we've got this hand guard on here, it means the hand's fully protected. If you were to be engaging with another edged weapon, it would protect your fingers from getting cut off and losing your blade. But even more importantly, your fist is now weaponized, so you can punch with it, you can hammer fist with it. Stronger to stay in your hand, so less likely to fall out of your hand. Super comfortable. The weight is just right, super well balanced. I will say a million times that it's 100% handmade, everything hand forged. We then grind it down to all specifications with a caliper. We're measuring everything, straightness, everything, looking at the steel before, we proceed, making sure there's no micro fractures, nothing like that. Just the amount of work. It takes me about a month to build one of these machetes, so it's just absolutely nuts. And that's considering that I have 8 apprentices helping me with these. So as far as metallurgy goes, best steel you can get for the intended purpose. The finish is the best you can get. The design is a game changer. Materials with the handle. This is one of the hardest micartas out there. Other than bone durantium, it is the hardest micarta or composite material that's non-metallic that's out there. So this handle material is as tough as it gets. We don't use pins, we use rivets. So those are stronger. They're more expensive for me to produce, but the handles are stronger than everybody else's handles. I also use a heavy duty epoxy. So then double secured handles. I just go over the top with absolutely everything. You can tell all of the little attention to detail of all of your chamfers on all your edges, smooth, but pointy enough where it's supposed to be pointy, smooth where it's supposed to be smooth. This is just the epitome of artisan quality meets modern science and effectiveness of edged weapons. So before we move to the next version, which is the Space Cowboy, this is the Modern Warrior. I will show you just a little bit of the sheath here real quick. This is the sheath. All right, this is the shoulder sling. It literally just can get thrown over here, and it's that easy to carry. All right, just really a game changer, and not anything new, but we take the machete and just bring it into the modern world. Now this is the Space Cowboy edition. So what that means is these handle scales that you see here, it's part of a program that we're doing where I'm actually buying these from some of the poorest families in the world, the actual material. So this is leftover material from t-shirts that's been thrown away from big, huge t-shirt manufacturers. So this is just cotton t-shirt material, all right? We make the micarta out of that, but what we do is we buy the discarded material from families living right at the edge of the dump that go and collect this stuff. And I've got a full video on that, guys. So there's actually a video, and it's just really incredible. Even if you don't want to get your heartstrings tugged on, it's still just very interesting to see the conditions that these people live in and what we're doing. But anyway, that's a really just cool looking micarta. I just actually separate all the different colors. I sanitize and clean the shirt material, and then I actually make a micarta out of it just by layering the colors. Each one's very different. As you can see here, every single one's different. This particular one's kind of like a red, white, and blue, which is really cool. Just happens to be like an America edition. There will be no two alike. So you guys, somebody might actually end up buying this one. I'll probably oil it back up and put it back in stock. And then somebody will be like watching this video one day in the future and say, hey man, that's my machete is literally talking about my exact machete. So pretty cool there. This is a distressed finish. So we go through and we actually do a perfect silver color finish on there, really heavy duty. Then we go through and beat it up. And then we go through and clear coat it with a ceramic clear coat. So it's very time consuming to do this particular finish as well. It's a little bit tougher to do, but just really cool. Still the same bronze, rivets, heavy duty epoxy. Otherwise, this is the Space Cowboy edition. Same materials in everything as far as steel goes. What the difference is the color pattern. It's got a distressed or battle-worn look, and it's got the special handle scales that we're doing in conjunction with our outreach program. Now, the top of the line that I make for these in particular is the Resolute Warrior. The Resolute Warrior is synonymous with the wood on the handle, okay? In this particular case, it's Granadillo, which is just an absolutely beautiful, crazy, exotic hardwood. My favorite wood to work with, my favorite wood that I have, my favorite wood that I use. Pull it out of the jungles from fallen trees. I found a couple nice fallen trees of this after the hurricane, or the hurricanes that passed through, so I'm gonna have this for a while, luckily, but this is one of the most exotic and hard to get. This particular variety of Granadillo, and Granadillo is one of the best woods to begin with, and then this is a particular variety that was only a few years ago thought to be extinct. So just absolutely beautiful wood. As far as the use for handles, as far as the color, this is just a little bit of a light furniture wax on top, okay? Hours and hours and hours. It takes about 2 days to hand sand this to get it to this beautiful little finish here, and then just a little bit of furniture wax on the buffing wheel, and that's it. There's no color. This is the actual wood. It's just insane. It's beautiful. I never use wood fillers, never in any product ever. So if there's any kind of a knot or anything or a grain, you see it beautifully. And then if it's got a split or a crack or anything in that particular piece for the handles and for Granadillo, I don't use it. It gets discarded. So there you go. Absolutely beautiful there. I will show you how this works out going into the sheath. All right, so Very easy to get in and get out, just a beautiful fit, really a perfect fit. The shoulder strap can be attached and detached from these two loops there. You could really use them for just about any kind of attachment system that you wanted to, and then it's got your traditional belt loop on there. Again, this leather is top grain leather that I source myself, 100% handmade, everything, all accents on everything. There's only the steel, which again, I use insanely high quality steels and proprietary heat treat processes to continue making the world's most effective edged weapons. In this case, these blades are just sharper, stronger, and better designed than everybody else's by far. So from there, it's just leather, the wood we've talked about, brass, and that's it. Simple materials, 100% handmade, custom work done right. Again, just absolutely beautiful. This is, I know I say every time I make something new that it's my favorite, but it's just because my designs are getting so awesome and so much better and so cool. But I mean, just look at this, guys. Tell me that that is not a game changer right there. I mean, blown myself away this time. So cool, right? So cool. I will get the specs up on the website for these. I haven't even got the specs up yet. I've just been so busy. New product design and trying to keep stuff in stock. I'm making these videos. I got this, stuff finished up the other day. I had wanted to make a couple videos of a couple other things that are already out of stock just in a couple days of getting them finished and put on the website. Anytime you guys see anything on the website, if it's available for sale, we're shipping within 48 hours, free shipping in the US. Just setting the standard for the industry, guys. A lot of these people, a lot of these other knife makers are making subpar quality knives, and they've got 6-month wait lists, and you have to do custom orders. Guys, I'm making the best knives, point blank period, for the intended use, depending if you want an EDC knife, if you want an NPE knife, if you want a CQB knife, whatever you want, I've got it. If I don't have it, shoot me an email and I'll send you to somebody else. I'll tell you who has the best ones, because at the same time as this, I'm getting shipped all this other stuff for review for my professional opinion. And that's, it's a lot of work, guys, but I love what I do, if you can't tell. And I appreciate you guys supporting me, because I wouldn't be able to make the world's most effective edged weapons, self-defense tools, and non-permissive environment gear if I didn't have the support of my fans and followers. Thanks for watching. Bone out.